Namaskar, welcome to Honest Astrology YouTube channel, and today I'm going to talk about Ketu in the first and Rahu in seventh. John Updike once said, "We are most alive when we are in love," and these people are in love with love. Okay, we'll talk about these. So, Rahu and Ketu are two polar opposites. Rahu, as we all know, wants to be sun. Okay, he tries too hard for it. He brings a bigger ego, even bigger than sun. But on the other hand, Ketu is not very fond of sun and his arrogance. Ketu's role model is Jupiter, the happy saint. Okay. And Ketu aspires to be like Jupiter, but yes, it is said Kujvat Ketu. Ketu has a dash of Mars in him. So Ketu has a warrior side which Jupiter doesn't have. So it's a little complicated planet, but if you try to understand him, he is pretty interesting. So, Ketu, being the polar opposite of Rahu, gives a radically different personality as compared to Rahu. Right from their sense of humility to their body structure, they are polar opposite of Rahu people. While Rahu people are tall, lean, and arrogant, Ketu first people are short, fat, and sweet. They're very nice people. And they put on fat easily, maybe because Ketu doesn't have a mouth. Ketu has only a torso. So whatever they eat, they'll put on weight. This problem is further amplified by the fact that most of the times they do not have a tall height. They are short-heighted people. So they are short and fat. Remember, Ketu doesn't have head. So, a foot or so is already less. So Ketu is a short planet. However, they are always blessed with a certain amount of charm and attraction, which makes them endearing despite short height and fat accumulation. Okay. Particularly women with Ketu in the first, they find many admirers, and she's very sweet. She's easy to live with. Jupiter people also have tendency for fat, but they are often taller and jollier. Okay, so do not mix Ketu people with Jupiter people. They are two different entities. But yes, you can see how Ketu is trying to follow the footsteps of his role model, Jupiter. Okay. Another thing about Ketu is that Ketu in the first people, they have a strong sense of smell. Ketu has often been related to dogs. Okay. Ketu in the first, they have a strong nose. Ketu woman would find out if her man has had liquor. Okay, no matter what he eats or how much perfume he sprays, she's going to find out. Guys, you have been warned. Then Ketu in the first have very less ego. So while Rahu in the first can be egotistical jerks, Ketu in the first are sweet. In fact, they are so easy to get along with it. And they would avoid conflict as long as possible. At times, in personal relationships, they can behave like doormats, which is not right. But on the other side, Ketu people can be ferocious warriors. Like I told you, they have a dash of Mars. So while this might surprise you, it makes total sense to me. Let me throw a cautionary word about Ketu. He is not just a fan of Jupiter, he has a dash of Mars in him. And there is no warrior who is stronger than a holy warrior. So when Ketu becomes angry, he becomes a holy warrior. So while I say Ketu is a Jain monk, there is a Naga sadhu in him. So if he is pushed too far, he can be more fiery than Mars and he will fight to the bitter end. Like I said, I don't research mostly on celebrities. I research on the people I know. And one of my very good friends has a Ketu in the first. He's a sweetheart, very easy to get along with it. But in my school days, I have seen him beat the crap out of two school bullies all by himself. And decades later, when I learned astrology, I saw his chart. I saw a first house Ketu. He's short, sweet, and he has a lot of patience. But once the patience is over, the Naga Sadhu will come out with all his weapons. Another beauty of Ketu first people which I have seen that they are very friendly, but they are also very detached. So this friend of mine is a sweetheart. He will charm all people around him. He is very endearing. And for the record, he does have a heavy Venus. He has an exalted Venus. However, Ketu plays his tricks. He wouldn't usually call any of his friends. Okay, we keep calling him by Kesai types. So I call him like once a month and we talk as if we met yesterday and we crack our jokes and all those old memories. And then again, we wouldn't talk for a month. So, same goes for his other friends. So, it is said Lord Krishna had Ketu in the first. So, his charm was divine, he was so full of love, but he was detachment personified. He was the man who gave the song of detachment, the Gita. I rest my case. So these are very good friends, but they are detached. Another thing which I have seen about Ketu in the first is that they are romantics at heart. Okay. These people can't imagine living without a mate, while Rahu in the first is difficult to adjust in marriage and personal relationship. Ketu in the first is in love with love. Okay. Right from their teenage, they are looking for partners, and this can lead to affairs, heartbreaks, at times mindless sexuality if Venus is afflicted. Another thing that these people have is fascination with the other. So, intercaste, interreligion, interrace marriage is almost always the norm. Rahu in the seventh makes them fascinated with all things which are foreign, up to and including foreign men and women. So, it is a good combination to have, particularly for the other people. One thing that these people need to manage is they shouldn't become doormats and they shouldn't be desperate for love in life. Okay. And they should take very good care of their health. It's a good combination to have by and large, and these people are very nice. If you have such friends, good for you. Namaskar.